started 8 days ago among a gathering of filmmakers, seasoned researchers, and supporters. Some meeting for the first time, others peers in the field. The rules of engagement for the 23 minutes of therm footage was made perfectly clear. If they can be debunked, then bring it on. Here's the video log documenting that process.
Looking down, and we have two trees that form almost a perfect V.
Bart Cutino, myself, and 11 other individuals, including 4 of the participants that were originally there that night when Bart recorded the subjects on his therm, has assisted in one form or another with the reenactment of what is currently the longest therm-recorded Sasquatch behavior on record, documented from a region that will forever be known as the Sierra Kill Site. This is an overview of our investigation.
I'm standing in the gap portal. I just talked to Bart. I flagged it right here. Looking straight up, there's the window, and Bart was filming from up here. This is where all the shots are coming from, up this way. And this is the portal.
You can see my viewpoint from up here looking down. And towards the end of the footage, you see something pretty remarkable. We're going to head right down here. There is a subject somewhere in this area. We know where it is. We pinpointed it now. But if you watch the footage, I kind of redirect the camera just slightly, and you almost see just a little bit of a white part of a partial subject behind a tree, and there's a little window and what looks like a rock. Remember, anything that holds heat, if it was in their hand for a long time, whatever it is, it's got to be something that's hot. It's the only way the thermal is going to pick it up is it detects heat. And whatever that article was, it was dropped straight down, and 2 seconds later we had a projectile that was fired from the opposite side going left to right, bouncing off a tree there was almost a perfect trajectory and a ricochet that bounced back halfway. And actually it looks like it's an illusion. It bounces halfway between the subject that was in the middle, that was stationary for all the filming. So let's go right back here. I want to show you, because I was ready to give up on this. It wasn't for my partner Robert Leiterman. I was so frustrated why we couldn't figure this out. We actually had to heat up rocks for up to 30 minutes to get them warm enough that they could hold it in enough heat that the thermal would pick them up to do this recreation. But one of my field guys, Kip Morrell, is by 6'3". He's a tall guy. Robert had to put in 2 of these logs like this. Kip had to stand on top of this, and as we were on the radio back and forth, I'm telling him no, that's he's not tall enough, because I had this one little window of where that rock could come in. That's a clear shot that's right down. So Kip actually stood on this, had to reach up. He was at the 9-foot mark with these logs, reaching up with his hand, and finally, after about 15 to 20 times doing it, I was ready to give up. Drops the rock, and you can see it. It's almost a perfect match. And where my error is, and this is why I brought my regular field partner, Ranger Leiterman, in with me, and my best friend, is I wanted him to try to destroy this thing. And I was so frustrated about all the hours that it was taking doing these recreations. And I thought you can just compensate by moving Kip back and forth, and that's fine. He'll look like he's higher, but the rock doesn't drop in the window. The only way the rock drops in that window is Kip standing on these logs in this exact position. This is exactly where the subject stood and is roughly 9 feet tall. After filming for about an hour and 10 minutes up there, Sean and myself, we had to go back to camp, actually, believe it or not, get more batteries. Remember, this was supposed to be just a last walk of the night. There was nothing that made me, we didn't hear anything that made me go investigate. It was just one last walk where I wanted to take Sean out and kind of shed his fear of the dark. And as we came back, and I'd filmed 2 reels of them, and I came down this road. It just circles right around camp. The depth perception even fooled me. I did not realize how close they were to camp. So I was actually looking through these gaps as Sean and myself were walking down with the thermal, trying to get a visual on them, and I could not see them. And I just thought they were either behind trees. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't see them. And even doing this and walking backwards, I do this a lot. And therming this way, just looking everywhere down these little corridors, trying to see where these things were. And it turns out, as we walked, I didn't even, I would have never believed that they were that close to us down at the camp. I don't even remember if I even looked there. I did look up from camp and up those other corridors and did not see anything. So I don't know if they were behind the trees, but they had plenty of cover over there. Really, the only angle that they gave me was up on top looking down, and I was 105 yards away from them. They were 36 yards away from my guys. So it just goes to show you how tough these things are to film.